Like Matt was talking about, it's going to feel like fall finally this weekend. Might be the perfect opportunity for some fall fun.
Yeah, whether it's some pumpkin picking, apple picking, maybe a corn maze or sunflower field, Huber's Orchard and Winery, it's really a staple this time of year for many families. And our Sam Carter is live out there in Starlight, Indiana with more. Sam, what are you picking?
I am absolutely picking an apple. I don't know what kind it is, but here to tell us more about their varieties, what you can do. And fellas, easy date idea. Sorry, I don't mean to make it personal for you, but it is. I got Lisa with me. Lisa, what are we looking at? How many varieties? Talk to me about apple picking at Huber's.
So these are Golden Delicious.
Oh.
They are at the peak of ripeness right now. Fantastic snacking apples, baking apples, cooking apples. We grow 14 varieties here.
14?
Yes, and they all have different purposes. So if you're looking to do a specific thing with your apples, take a look at our apple calendar and you'll know exactly what kind you want and when they're going to be available.
That is really, really cool. And these are in season right now, but
Yeah.
are things kind of growing into season right now on the farm?
Definitely. So we start kind of late August, and apples typically continue through October, sometimes even into November when we have a really good crop. We've had some decent apples this year. Like, they're coming in really, really well, and people have been picking them like crazy.
They're
of course,
beautiful.
We do sort them and sell them in our farm market as well, so if you don't want to come out here and pick, but you were dead on when you said a great date idea.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic, beautiful environment. It's Instagram perfect too.
Yes.
And you get to pick apples.
Hey, yeah, kids, you know, you like the Instagrams? You like the TikToks? This is the place to do it, guys. Check this out. Check this out. Let's get a good one. Let's get a great one. Here we go.
Twist it. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. I am a man of nature today, ladies. Again, fellas, you want to impress your lady? You want to impress whoever you're with? Apple picking. Come on. Let's figure it out.
Good healthy snack. I like it.
And Alex and her husband did it, so hey,
Yep.
it worked for them.
It did.
It may work for you.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. Huber's will be busy this weekend, guys. All right, well, coming up, climate change could be a headache, literally. Why doctors say a warming planet might be making migraines more severe. That's next.
But first, Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is up to $350 million. And look at the massive Powerball one. Oh, man, tonight's drawing worth an estimated $1.2 billion.
Hey, welcome back. The first piece of the U of L Health South Hospital is now open.
The revamped emergency department in Bullitt County opened its doors Tuesday and comes complete with a new fast track service.
And as our Eddie Miners explained, that new service is expected to save lives.
When you're having a heart attack, when you're having a stroke, the quicker that you can get care, the more apt you are to survive that incident.
For residents in Bullitt County, it used to take at least 20 minutes to get to the nearest emergency room. That is now changing. U of L Health opened a full-service emergency department on Hebron Lane in Shepherdsville. When you come to the new emergency department, you'll sign in just like a regular emergency room visit. But for less severe injuries, you can go through the fast track services.
With fast track, we're able to take that child that maybe has a cold or that person that's got a sprained ankle, divert them over to this fast track side.
Fast track is designed to keep wait times down. It includes 5 beds plus 2 triage rooms where patients can be examined. Fast track patients will still have access to necessary resources like exams, scans, and x-rays, and we'll have dedicated staff.
We are staffing it to where we will have nurses that will come in that will be in fast track. We also will have a MD or mid-level nurse practitioner provider there with their own ER technician.
This is extremely important to provide access of care to the residents of Bullitt County and the surrounding areas, because many times time is life.
U of L says the current medical center sees around 30,000 patients a year. But once it transitions to a full hospital, the ER is expected to see double that amount, making quick care a critical need.
So we'll be able to keep that EMS system here in this county and be able to improve our 911 county services.
In Bullitt County, I'm Addie Miners, WLKY News.
U of L Health South Hospital is expected to be fully open by March of next year.
A new COVID-19 vaccine could soon be on the market. The FDA has signed off on Novavax's updated COVID shot. The vaccine for people 12 and older is intended to curb the spread of EG5. It's the dominant strain in the U.S. right now. Novavax is responsible for very few COVID-19 vaccinations in the U.S., but a CDC advisory panel says it's really important to offer people an alternative to the Moderna-based shots. As COVID cases creep back up across the country, some parents say they're struggling to get the updated vaccines for their kids.
Hospital saw a 5-fold increase in COVID-19 patients under the age of 18 between June and September. Kids under 5 are at the highest risk, but many pharmacies won't vaccinate them. That's despite the CDC recommending the new booster for everyone over the age of 6 months. Now, some parents say they try to go to their pediatrician for the shot, but some doctors aren't stocking up on the vaccine since there hasn't been a demand for it in the past. Well, climate change could mean more pain for people suffering from migraines.
Several things can trigger debilitating headaches, like lack of sleep and alcohol. But health officials say more and more patients are now blaming the weather for their migraines. During the summer's extreme heat and wildfire smoke in the Northeast, headache complaints jumped, including from those who didn't previously get them.
There could be a relationship with more of these severe weather phenomenon that we're seeing both in the United States and globally, and an increase in headache and migraine attacks.
Weather triggers include intense heat or cold, high humidity and windy or stormy conditions. Even stress from severe weather can be a factor. If you do suffer from migraines, it's recommended you see a doctor and ask for help.
Still ahead on the news at 9, investing in Kentucky's infrastructure. Governor Beshear is laying out his priorities, plus reaction from his opponent in the governor's race.
And a local educator gets the surprise of a lifetime. Hear what he had to say about being nationally recognized for teaching excellence on the other side of the break. But speaking of excellence, let's check in with Matt. How you like that?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think the weather's very excellent recently, especially if you've enjoyed dry conditions, very warm weather. But changes are coming our way. We'll begin to see it with a little more cloud cover today, and then some rain building out to the west with a front that's going to bring us some wet conditions, followed by a big cool down. That's in the extended outlook. That's coming up through the bottom half of the hour. But first, before we get to the break, let's check in with Mo. There's been some big troubles after the rush.
Yeah, if you're trying to get through Bullitt County this morning. We're seeing a lot of problems on the northbound side of 65. So what we have an accident still clearing before Claremont Road. But we also have the construction that is just adding up all the way back to Lebanon Junction. This is Wilson Creek Road. It is 100 minutes from E-Town. Hop off before Lebanon Junction. Use Preston Highway as an alternate and don't get stuck in that delay. More news right after the break. Please stay with us.
Right now, this is WLKY News at 9.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Durham.
I'm Erin Fox in for Carrie today. Want to check in on our forecast with meteorologist Matt Milosevic. We've got the heat. It is here, but we are excited for the change, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's about time, right? I mean, hopefully you've been able to enjoy some of the warm weather. In fact, even a little bit hot the last couple of days with highs well into the upper 80s. We expect mid-70s this time of year, so we've been well above normal. And we continue that trend today. We also continue the trend of being dry. And while our skies are still very bright, there's a few more mid and high level clouds passing on through. It's not dulling out much sunshine, and temperatures are warming through the middle 60s now. We're 66 at Ali, 65 Bowman Field in Fort Knox, as well as Bardstown, to 67 in Elizabethtown. And we see those 60s across the board in the WLKY region, just a couple of degrees cooler down around Paoli at 63 to that 67 on the higher side in E-Town. In your 12-hour forecast, we'll see a pretty rapid climb once again through the morning and into the afternoon. We're 77 at 11. 84 at 1 o'clock. We'll peak around 89. That's very much like yesterday's high temperatures, although keeping the humidity low. We'll see a few more clouds. We'll fall back into the 70s as we move into tonight. We need some rainfall across the area. We've been under drought conditions the past couple of weeks, and it's really been all the way back to the middle of August where we've had some very dry conditions across the area. We're going to start to chip away at that a little bit tomorrow. There's a likelihood of showers, especially as we get late day and into Thursday night night. A few of those could linger into Friday morning. But we have big things going on this weekend, from a huge football game out at U of L to the St. James Art Show. We'll talk more about drier but also cooler weather for the weekend ahead. That's coming up in your 7-day in just a few minutes. But right now, Alex and Erica, let's send back to you.
Matt, thank you. LMPD makes an arrest in a deadly shooting near Prospect.
We first told you about this case yesterday morning. James Small is charged with manslaughter and tampering with evidence. Police say he shot 23-year-old Charles Herzog late Monday night at a house on Duroc Avenue. He died at the scene. Neighbors describe the area as a tight-knit community where people look out for one another. One woman told us the violence has her uneasy.
I chat with the neighbor down there. I know several people I stop and talk and say hi to. So it's a small area. So everybody you recognize, and you would recognize if something didn't belong here, I would think.
And Small is back in court right now. A new request has been made by the defense attorneys for the accused Delphi murderer.
Richard Allen's lawyers have asked the judge to set a November deadline for the prosecution to turn over all evidence against their client. Allen is charged with killing Abby Williams and Libby German. His defense team says it believes investigators reopened their investigation into the theory the girls were killed in a ritualistic sacrifice. They also say that they have received several audio files of interviews conducted by Indiana State Police in August with numerous people they say are members of a cult. The prosecution called this new theory not credible. Governor Beshear outlined how he would like state lawmakers to invest on infrastructure.
Tuesday, the governor laid out his priorities in the next budget. He wants $10 million for more affordable housing, $500 million to give underserved areas access to cleaner drinking water, $1 billion in federal funds to expand high-speed internet access, and $100 million to build and remodel career and technical education centers.
This $500 million grant pool means that we can do projects without raising rates on our families and the ratepayers in those areas. It means we can do more to address water systems that are significantly aging, to make sure that we can not only get clean drinking water to those that don't have it, but improve service and continue service.
The governor also wants $200 million to speed up construction on the Mountain Parkway and I-69 projects, along with $50 million to repair city and county bridges, $200 million to develop more build-ready sites for economic development, and $15 million for regional chambers of commerce to launch a talent attraction marketing campaign.
Lawmakers will take up the budget during next year's legislative session, but Beshear may not be governor at that point. His opponent, Attorney General Daniel Cameron, criticized the proposal. He accused Beshear of offering, quote, more empty promises. Cameron's economic policy includes work requirements for some Medicaid recipients and ending the state income tax. A recent report shows nearly 9,000 arrests were made last year for incidents involving domestic violence.
And with numbers like that, the Louisville YMCA is trying to get ahead of the problem of partner violence. The YMCA is offering a Love Notes program as part of its Teen Vibe Fall Camps. It's a chance for teens and their parents to develop skills and confidence to engage in respectful, healthy relationships. Love Notes even looks into the science of attraction and how hormones can distort thinking at the beginning of a relationship.
It takes 3 to 4 months for like the love chemicals or just like to settle in a relationship. So like I've really learned that. Like I never knew what that was when I first met someone, and I'm like, oh hey, they're really nice, and then like a few months later I'm like, who are you? I don't even know you anymore.
If you want to join that program, the next event is Thursday at Camp Honor Bright, Sellersburg.
The Hillview community is celebrating a brand new police department headquarters and new resource center. The services in the resource center include Greater Arc of Louisville, which works with children with disabilities, Isaiah House, which provides counseling for kids, the Center for Women and Families to help abused women, CASA, or court-appointed special advocates for kids, and Dare to Care food pantry, as well as Goodwill.
A lot of these folks, they don't have transportation. They don't have the means to get around. They can get here, they can go to one-stop shop, get all their necessities right here, and if not, we'll find a way to get them somewhere.
The mayor says there are also plans to add a center for senior citizens to the new resource center. A local educator is being nationally recognized as an outstanding skilled trades teacher.
Our Madison Elliott was there for that big announcement and spoke to the teacher about what this award means to him and his students.
Talk about the surprise of a lifetime. When David McCoy arrived to Harbor Freight on Tuesday morning, he had no idea this $50,000 check was waiting for him. David McCoy, who's a welding teacher at PRP High School, was under the guise he was coming to Harbor Freight for a marketing photo shoot. Instead, he found out he is one of 25 teachers to receive the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence.
Good morning. Surprise!
The mission of Harbor Freight Tools for Schools is to increase understanding, support, and investment in skilled trades education in public high schools. The prize is designed to shine a light on skilled trades like construction, plumbing, and automotive repair, and build a network of trades teachers.
But these kids, I believe I think they understand that I really truly believe in them, whether they believe in themselves or not.
The prize winnings will go to PRP's welding program. McCoy says they're discussing how to spend the money.
We've got some expansion opportunities that we're looking at utilizing that money for, so we can actually increase the number of our enrollment. So it's all going to go to a very good use.
Harbor Freight says trades education faces looming teacher shortages and significant funding constraints. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman wants to see that change.
The next time that you do this, we will have funded our schools so well that it will be icing on the cake.
Current and former students of McCoy came to support him, saying without his guidance, they wouldn't be where they are today.
Changed my life, so I know exactly where I'm going after high school. He told me over and over again he would, and he did.
As McCoy and the school figure out how to spend the money, he says it's his students that keep him going.
I can honestly tell you, I get rewarded every day.
Madison Elliott, WLKY News.
Oh, congrats to him. I love to see that. And Harbor Freight Tools for Schools awarded $1.5 million in prizes to 25 teachers nationwide. We need to thank our teachers more, don't we?
Absolutely. Well, it's back. The Louisville Bats hosting Trick or Treat at the ballpark. This is the third year the team has held the holiday festivities at Slugger Field. There's going to be some trick or treating on the concourse, along with costume contests for kids and adults, pumpkin decorating, and face painting, as well as a showing of Monsters, Inc. on the video board. It's going to be 2 weeks from this Saturday on October 21st. We've got all those details, including ticket prices, on our website, WLKY.com.
9:38 in the morning, Google is taking aim at those annoying spam emails that flood our inboxes. Coming up, we'll tell you what changes the company is making. But first, let's check back in with our Sam Carter. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Erica. The sun is up, and so are the flowers. I'm going to take you through one of the most deeply Instagrammable places you've ever been.
Welcome back. Hundreds more auto workers are losing their jobs amid the ongoing UAW strike.
Ford and General Motors announced they're laying off 500 workers between the two companies. GM is laying off 164 workers at stamping plants in Ohio and Indiana. And Ford is laying off 330 workers at a stamping plant in Chicago and an engine plant in Ohio. This comes after GM already laid off more than 1,800 workers and Ford let go of 600. UAW union leaders say this is only being done to pressure members to resolve the strike quickly. But GM and Ford say the layoffs are because of a slowdown in the manufacturing process due to those strikes. Google is making some changes to cut spam emails that find their way into our inbox all the time.
All the time. The company is adding new requirements for bulk senders defined as those who send more than 5,000 messages to Gmail addresses in a day. They will have to authenticate their addresses and stay below a clear spam rate threshold, offer a one-click unsubscribe button in their emails, and process the unsubscribe request within 2 days. Those changes go into effect in February, and Google says Yahoo will implement the same changes. Well, fast food chains are adding all sorts of changes to their drive-through lines.
And it looks like those changes are paying off. A new survey finds they're moving even faster. New research by InTouch Insight found the chains are cutting about 30 seconds off each visit. The group sent mystery shoppers through about 1,500 drive-thrus across major fast food chains. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Wendy's had the fastest times based on car volumes, but that could also be because more customers are using mobile apps to place their orders. I mean, it's hard to beat what Chick-fil-A does. I mean, it's really kind of impressive.
I'm not gonna, they set a crazy standard, though. I was sitting in the Chick-fil-A line yesterday, you guys. It took like 20 minutes. Like something must have went wrong.
Oh, that's
and
not
I was
the
like,
norm
this
at
isn't
all.
supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was an anomaly.
I know, my luck.
All right, it doesn't fall on a Tuesday this year, but there is still reason to celebrate.
So today, on a Wednesday, is National Taco Day. There are many ways to have a taco out there, and experts say that the modern taco actually dates back to 1000 BC when it was used as an edible spoon. Makes sense. Try a style today, maybe that you've never heard of or never tried. You may be surprised at how many combos are out there. National Taco Day was first celebrated in 2009, but no one has taken credit for it. But whoever you are, we thank you very much.
We need to petition the board, though, to get it put back on
Always
a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday.
Come on now. Several places are celebrating today's occasion. Of course, Taco Bell. To mark National Taco Day, the chain is bringing back its Taco Lovers Pass subscription program, but only for a limited time. So you only have 2 days to buy that pass. And by the way, the thing started yesterday, so you're running out of time. The $10 subscription will give you one free taco every day for 30 days. There is another catch, though. You do have to enroll in Taco Bell's digital rewards program. It just seems like a lot of work. Anytime I have to enroll in something, I
You lose
out.
me.
I tune out.
Also, I would never get, like, it's worth, you know?
You wouldn't go every day for 30 days?
So.
You could share it with a friend, maybe.
Could I give it to you, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take a free taco.
All right.
McDonald's is also bringing back a fan favorite, the beloved McRib sandwich.
Yeah, so they confirmed that the boneless barbecue pork sandwich will be back to some locations starting next month, but it's also just for a limited time per usual. They take it away, bring it back, take it away. According to the Instagram account Snackalator, not everyone was ready to say goodbye. Many fans are happy, but others are calling it the McSick.
Oh. Yikes. You know, this is bringing me back. My middle school served something almost exactly like it, and it was actually really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that till just now.
Try it. Don't call it a McSick unless you tried it, right?
That's Instagram. What was it? The Snackalator? Might have to check that out.
Yeah. Well, Chipotle is making some futuristic changes.
They're trying out robotic assembly lines that could make your salads or bowls. A container moves along a conveyor belt, and then the dispensers add the ingredients that you want. What could go wrong, right? At the end of the line, the system raises up the bowl, and an employee adds